Hello there, folks. DJBURGSTARRE here, back with another tip of the day. So today I want to talk about a really cool device I found called Quad LFO. And it's just what it says it is. It's a Quad LFO instead of a single LFO. And the LFO that comes with Ableton Live here under your audio effects, under modulators, it does a lot. You know, it's a really cool LFO, and what's nice about it is you can map up to 8 different parameters using this single LFO. But the problem you run into is all 8 of these are sort of constrained to the macro controls here. The rate that you set this to, let's set it to 1 bar here, let's say, and the depth of this. These controls are going to affect every one of these 8 macros. Now you can change the percentages, which is nice. Let's just map one of these so you know what I'm talking about here. So let's map the volume to make it easy, and I could map up to 8 of these, but let's just do the one here. So you know, when I change the rate on this to make it faster or slower, actually let's do another one. So we'll do 2, so you can see that both of them are doing the same thing here. And sure, I could change some of the percentages so they're doing different things, but notice that even though they're doing different things, they're still constrained to the rate and depth, you know, of the original macro controls here, you know, or the offset or whatever you wanted to do. So what's great about this Quad LFO is it's as if you threw on 4 LFOs down here, but it's all in one place, which is convenient. So what we'll do is let's go back and remove these LFOs from the volumes, and we'll set this new Quad LFO and do the same thing. But you can see here that over here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 LFOs, and then there's even a mix LFO, which is basically taking all 4 of these and sort of doing some mathematics and combining them all together to give you one macro LFO. So it's really like having 5 LFOs. And if we expand this a little bit, you can see what I mean here a little more. There we go. So over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 LFOs, and then the mixed LFO down here. And each LFO can map 2 parameters. So all 4 of these, basically you get 8 things you can map. But basically each LFO can be set to its own macro controls, whereas the one over here, all 8 are constrained to the one macro controls. So over here in the Quad, let's do the same thing. Let's map the first LFO to this volume, and then let's map the second LFO to this volume, and you'll see them going up and down together. Excuse me there. But the difference is over here in my macro controls, I've got a rate set to 1, which is going to my clock here, but I can change that rate, let's say to 1.5. And now look, they're doing different things here. One is going slower and the other one is going faster. And of course I can change the depth, you know, and just like the other LFO that Ableton comes with, I can change this to a sine wave or a square wave or triangle wave. But it's like having 4 LFOs basically. And then, like I said, the 5th LFO here is an interesting one because when you check it, it's doing sort of a macro control where it's doing some mathematics, and it takes all these LFOs to create one new one, which is very interesting. You can get some real interesting results by changing these plus to like percentages. You see down here how this LFO is going crazy now. So that's an interesting one, this mixed LFO down below. But it's just really nice to have 4 separate LFOs in one device here that you can throw on one of your tracks to control an instrument or volumes or whatever you want to map it to. But anyway, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today, was finding this Quad LFO, which I think is very convenient, and it has all the LFO sort of controls you could want in an LFO, with the percentages over here and being able to map it to wherever you want. And each LFO can have 2 parameters that it can be modifying at the same time. So anyway, I would recommend using this LFO for convenience if you want to do more than being constrained to just one style here. See, if I change this to a square wave, all my LFOs would be set to a square wave here on the mapping, all 8. Whereas over here I can have 1 sine, 1 triangle, 1 square. So it's basically like having, separate LFOs, but they're all in one place. So it's a cool device. It's free on maxforlive.com, and I would recommend using it. And thanks again for watching, folks. I hope to see you guys on the next one. DJ Burgstarre out.